Sponsored by
RKTF University.
The International Court of Justice imposed fresh interim sanctions on Friday, requiring Israel to immediately halt its military operations in Rafah in southern Gaza and allow humanitarian aid to pass the border. Significantly, the order comes a day after 3 European countries declared their recognition of a state for the Palestinian people as criticism of Israel's conduct in Gaza grew. Meanwhile, reacting to the order, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced he would call a special ministerial meeting to determine his course of action. The decision was also criticized by the opposition leader Yair Lapid, who condemned ICJ for its grievous moral failure in being unable to establish a clear connection between the termination of the military operation in Rafah, the release of the hostages, and Israel's right to self-defense against terrorism. Well, the world leaders have increasingly called on Prime Minister Netanyahu to put an end to the conflict, which began after the Hamas terrorists attacked Israeli soil last year, resulting in civilian casualties and the taking of hundreds of hostages. The International Court of Justice emphasized Israel's responsibility under the Genocide Convention to stop acts that could endanger Palestinian destruction and to save evidence. The president of the ICJ, Judge Nawaf Salam, underscored that the serious humanitarian situation in Rafah is disastrous. The top prosecution officer of another ICJ court has also requested arrest warrants for Hamas and Israeli officials. Meanwhile, South Africa, which brought the case against Israel at ICJ, called on Jerusalem to withdraw unconditionally from Gaza during public hearings. The Israeli activities have been deemed a serious threat to Gazans by the International Court of Justice. Although the mass allegations of genocide in Gaza are time and again denied by Israel, the case is likely to drag on for years.